Welcome to class. I'll be practicing the circular breath as a way to break up tensions and disrupt certain karmic patterns that we all experience in our lives. First, I want to have a little discussion about how what karma is and how it manifests in life, and most particularly in my own life. There have been many ways that it's manifested, and many ways that I have become much more aware of when it's coming up, and being so grateful that I have meditation as a remedy for and a way of coping and improving the situation. For most of my life, I've really persisted in relationship with very difficult people, some of them very close family members. And I would always hope, without really having much in the way of tools, that the situation would improve, that we would come to some kind of agreement, or that we would transcend our differences. And what ended up really happening is that we were just continuing to dance the same old dance, both of us trying to lead, and often just succeeding in stepping in on each other's toes. And needless to say, that has been an extremely frustrating experience that has made me feel certain ways about myself, feel very disappointed in myself and disappointed in others. And once I started really getting into my meditation practice, and other things started arising within me, I began to really see, that my role in this was very crucial, and that really that was the only thing that was going to change the quality of these relationships, these interactions. So yeah, this is how karma was manifesting in my life, in this very repetitive set of beliefs about what my duty in these situations were, about what other people owed me. I'm going to admit that. And so Baba Shambhavananda describes karma in this very succinct way, as living in a certain state, mentally, physically, and energetically, and emotionally, that creates a particular type of energy. We carry the pattern of that energy with us from our past lives into our present lives. As I said earlier, that meditation is the remedy for disrupting these unproductive karmic patterns. I've learned that, from studying with Babaji and other senior teachers, that when something isn't working in my meditation practice, that I can change it up. And it's the same in, situations in my life, so that I can continue to keep growing and transforming. So really dedicating myself over the past few years to my meditation practice, and with maybe this particular karma in mind, but really more of an eye toward my own growth, I'm witnessing my energy gradually shifting in terms of these relationships. I've stopped expecting the others involved to change, largely to suit me. And I'm, as a result, adding less tension to the situation and offering more compassion and space and understanding to others as well as myself. Karma can be transformed through meditation practice, through the dedicated meditation practice. This passage from Sacred Journey could have been written about my particular situation. Taking responsibility for our karma is what allows us to resolve, transcend, and free ourselves from our karma. Accepting responsibility empowers us and takes us out of the role of victim. It starts with the understanding that our emotions, reactions, thoughts, and tendencies are our own. They exist inside of us. No one really makes us angry. All situations that we find ourselves in are just an expression of what's stored in our psychic system. All the Shambhavananda yoga practices gradually free us from the excesses of our karmic patterns and break up tensions that obstruct our growth. Today, we'll practice circular breath. I'll guide you in circular breath as a way to work very deeply with our patterns and to resolve our tensions around them. So find your seat. I'm sitting in a chair. You're welcome to sit in one or sit cross-legged on a cushion. And you can close your eyes. So the circular breath has a particular pathway, and you'll get into that in a moment. But first, what I want you to discern is where you are right now in your breathing pattern. And, just as you breathe in through your nose, notice where the breath goes. It doesn't have to go to any particular place now. You may be breathing, no deeper than into your throat. You may be able to really breathe deeply without tension into your navel center. That's great. So with circular breath, the pathway really goes down all the chakras and then goes back up along the same route, kind of in that circular pattern. So you'll start by breathing in through the nose, up into the center of the forehead, the third eye, and then breathing out through the nose. And just repeating that several more times. There's that nice short leg of the pathway of the circular breath. And then swallow a few times before breathing through the nose to the third eye, and then into the throat, and back out through the same pathway. So increasing the length of your journey. The throat is very prone to closing down, tightening a bit. So as you notice that happening, you can simply swallow and re-find that passageway. And then the next destination is a little further down into the heart center. So again, nose, third eye, throat, and heart. And you might begin to make that little circular route along those three chakras. The next may be a big stretch to the navel center. And you'll just continue reaching down maybe a couple of inches below the navel center. As much as possible, refraining from adding tension by straining. And then just, again, return to just how deep does your breath go right now along the line of chakras that you've already established without strain. Now you'll take your first attempt toward the circular breath. Breathing in through the nose, the third eye, the throat, the heart, the navel center, and then stopping for a moment. And then before you exhale, you just press the circular breath down to the root chakra, down through the sex chakra, and then up and back to the crown of the head. And maybe repeat that one more time, breathing in, exhaling down into the sex chakra, the root chakra, and up the spine to the top of the head. Now, if you're feeling like you can continue that without strain, by all means, go ahead and practice. I find in my own explorations of circular breath that I sometimes need to take a shorter little jaunt. It may be into my heart. And not every breath has to be the complete circular breath. Because the whole idea is to break up tensions without creating tension. And as you practice, you may find you have a sense of when it's the right time to complete the circuit. To really be more conscious of that spiritual electrical system. That circular breath helps you navigate and discern. You'll be able to feel when you're straining too much, and that it's just simply a matter of returning to the shorter journey and even on the exhales, maintaining that sense of expansion in particularly the heart chakra. complete your cycle of circular breath and with tension release practice. Letting the fingertips move toward the floor. Breathing into the heart. And pausing. I deeply wish to release all negative psychic tension. And then send the tension across the chest, down the arms, through the fingertips, and down into the floor. Repeat that several more times. Perhaps even feeling that tension flowing down your arms and out through the fingertips. Knowing that whatever your awareness of the release of tensions is in this moment, that you are indeed doing the slow, gentle work that meditation does of freeing you from those tensions that keep you from your spiritual freedom. You can bring your hands to your heart. You may open your eyes. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.